I had a really bad accident my senior year of high school, and we were hit by it was after a basketball game or whatever, and we were hit by a drunk driver. It was a full T-bone kind of situation. There were 4 of us in the car, and this one left me with a really badly sprained neck, and the back injury was such that I was in the hospital for about a week and a half. I couldn't walk after it. Until the swelling had finally subsided, and then slowly but surely I got my ability back to walk. But what that did is I was a dancer, and that completely ended my ability to, I thought I would go to college like on a dance scholarship, and this happened literally within weeks of tryouts for, these various schools that I was interested in. And so I had to kind of rethink everything. I had never, not one time in this journey with my back and the healing of it. And I think when you're young, tissue heals and you kind of move past it and you kind of get over it. And there was kind of this lingering thing, but it was all right. I was fine, sort of. But a few years later, when I was 23, gave birth to Amy. And after giving birth, I never was the same. And nobody referred me to physical therapy. It was take these pain meds. Well, that was always a challenge for me because I also have suffered from migraines since I was a small kid. So I already had kind of like migraine medicine. And so what worked for me was essentially Advil, right? So I would set my alarm, and this started when I was 23. I would set my alarm at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I would take 2 or 3 Advil so that I could move, and then get up at 5 and get ready for the day, essentially. Do a workout, go walking, stretching, get the kid, get Amy off to school, whatever, and then get to work. And it's just one of those things you just do over time. Middle of the day comes, maybe, it wears off, you take a few more, and this became quite a dependency. And it was 11 years of ongoing back pain. And I had met Richard and was working on his, taking the courses from, slides, the click slides, the carousel slides, to PowerPoint. And so this was in 2001 or something like that. And I was working on his course, The Pelvic Girdle. And I'm going through it, and I thought, gosh, there's a lot of stuff here, and it sounds like me. I'm super hypermobile, I'm this, I'm that. But nobody's mentioned physical therapy in my whole life. And I've been to the doctors about this, stomach issues because of taking Advil and not knowing that you needed to take it with food, all kinds of issues that come along with that. But I'm sitting there. I went to San Francisco to watch him teach so that I could add personality to the slides, to the presentation. And I'm sitting there going and watching him teach, and then watching the labs happen. I go, oh my gosh, I think it's really, I need to ask him. And I felt really uncomfortable saying something. But at the end of the course, I said, I think after the first day, I said, Richard, I think I might be one of these patients that you're talking about. And he said to me that, and I said, and you probably can't help me. I'm not thinking that you can, but I wonder if maybe you would be willing. And he says, yeah, after class or whatever, come up. It's the only time I've ever gone to a man's room. But I really thought he could help me. But, he said, come up to the room and I'll do an exam and we'll have a look. And he did the exam, and he did a short treatment or whatever. And then we went on with our evening or what have you. I, didn't give it a lot of thought at the time. But in the morning, the next morning, 4 o'clock, my alarm goes off. And I did not need to take medicine. I literally am sitting there going, wait a minute, I don't hurt. I got up, I sat at the edge of the bed, and I freaking lost it. I mean, I'm crying now because it was such an emotional thing, but oh my God, I don't hurt for the first time in years. And that's really when the journey began. I mean, I remember showing up for class that morning and just saying, I don't know what you did, but it's a miracle. What has just happened is a miracle. And he says, oh, well, you're going to have to see me later because now the journey begins because you need to exercise. There's this, now you need to work on your core and there's all this. So that afternoon I go up and he's giving me all these exercises to do to start my journey. And about a year into it, he sits me down, he looks at me, he goes, Anna, I'm done. I'm not going to be a PT on demand for you anymore. It's over. Here's the deal. You need to get religion on your exercises. And until you get religion on your exercises, because I can call you out, I know you're not doing them. Till you get religion on your exercises, I'm not treating you.
Really?
Yeah. I'm all, oh, okay. There we go. So I got religion on my exercises. And now, I mean, I can remember we were in Jackson Hole on a hike, maybe 3 or 4 years later. And I'd been working so hard and diligently because hikes were really hard for me. We go on these hikes and every time we do a climb, I'm like, okay, physically having to tell myself out loud, activate glute, step, activate glute, step. And it was this first hike I got through it and I had zero pain. And I remember it was like maybe a 5-mile hike or whatever, coming down. I didn't say a word. I wanted to get through the evening and see if truly my exercise and my telling myself out loud to do this, right? Just like my physical therapist tells me. And I get down and the next morning I'm like, I got religion on my exercise and you don't need to treat me. I'm okay. I just did this hike. I was so stoked. It was amazing.